What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out another episode of the Snorlax. Today we are going to be going over my favorite childhood toys. Now, I will say that this isn't going to be a complete list. This will be a part 1 of part 2 or 3, which will come at a later date. I do have a few things that I was going to show off, but they're carded, and I thought, well, if I can find them, for $2 or $3 at the next toy show, I'll go ahead and pick those up. That way I can show you them out of the card. First up, obviously, we're going to be looking at the 1995, I believe that was the year it came out. Yeah, 1995 Batman Forever electronic Batmobile. This isn't the one that I personally had growing up. I got this one on eBay. Do not remember how much I paid for it. But as you can see, it came with the box. It was brand new, unopened. The corners are just a little bit roughed up, but overall, this is a really nice, like 95%, just awesome toy. So it's got the light-up chassis and firing long-range missile. It is made by Kenner. And this was one of my favorite toys growing up because I can remember specifically being on vacation with my entire family. We lived in Wyoming, away from Texas, for about 4 years. We moved up there. Excuse me. And so we tried to meet halfway somewhere in Colorado to where we could all meet up, aunts, uncles, cousins, and everything. My sister and I were the oldest, so we kind of got spoiled from our aunts and uncles. And I remember specifically going to Toys R Us with my uncle. We were sharing a condo with the whole family, and he just took me. So it was automatically special, just getting to hang out with my uncle. And he said you can pick out any one thing. And automatically, having just seen Batman Forever, I go to that section. And I look down and I kind of look up at him like, is this too much? Like testing the waters to see what I could get. And he goes, go ahead, pick it up. You're going to need batteries to go with it. And I was just over the moon about that. I mean, it was just the coolest thing. And got back, and of course, my sister and cousins who were considerably younger, but were still jealous. But that was really cool, and as you can see, I got the batteries in there, so it does light up. It's got the firing missile, woo! And you got these that pop up with the guns, pew 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 pew, and then those can close back and forth. I know the movie wasn't that great, but it's still, it was my era. So any kind of superhero, Batman especially, that came out, I was pumped for. Really glad to have this in my collection. So let's take a look and see what we got next. Alright, so next in the line is the McDonald's Toys 1991 Superhero Looney Tunes. I don't remember when I got these as a child, the memory of actually receiving it for the first time, but I can remember having all of these, and one of the first kid collections of having all your McDonald's toys kind of displayed. So this was definitely one of the forefathers of my collecting career, if you want to call it that. And as soon as I saw this at a toy show not too long ago, I believe I saw the Daffy first, and then that kind of just triggered, oh my god, I remember having these, and I remember a Taz and a Bugs, and I completely forgotten all about Wonder Pig over here. But got on eBay once again and found them for like $3, and they were all in the bag, so it was really, really cool to get those again. Alrighty, I thought I'd show these off together. First off, let's go ahead and get old Barney out of the way here. So this one was kind of like the McDonald's toys, where I don't remember receiving it, but I definitely remember having it. There was also a Fred, I believe, in this line that might have been a different color. But this was like 25 cents in just a bucket at a toy show. automatically just, holy shit, I had this as a kid. And it rang that bell. I asked the guy, how much do you want for it? And he was like, if you get something else, I'll just give it to you. So I can't remember what I picked up, but definitely glad that I got this in the collection. And as you already know, I picked up this Gumby. If you watched my last haul video, or maybe it was 2 haul videos ago, went ahead and picked him up. But Gumby is, for those who don't know, is a claymation character created and modeled actually by the artist Art Clokey. He had a TV series that ran from 1957 to 1969, and also it was revived in 87 to 89. And it did have a film, feature film that came out in 1995. And then of course it was parodied by what's his name, Eddie Murphy on SNL. So, little history for you. You learned something here on the Snorlax. Alright. Next, the mighty Hercules. Well, at least these 2 characters. So, I'm still on the hunt for the other characters in the line. Obviously, Hercules, Meg, Phil, Pain and Panic, Hades, Zeus. I think they made a few obscure characters too, but I can't remember. But definitely the main characters, and the Titans. I think they made all the Titans. But these do have some action features, so you got some posability there, and there's his action figure, so he can kick. If you remember, he's the River Guardian that Meg is trying to get to join Hades' cause, so to speak. And I think it's funny that, you know, he is much bigger than the Cyclops when the Cyclops was the one that was towering over everything. But hey, what are you gonna do? And then his is you can twist him and he'll sling that out, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I got these for $5 at a flea market, and actually my buddy gave me this one, so thank you, Andy. I would like to have them carded, but I know how much that'll raise the old price. Alrighty, let's get into some good stuff. So, here we have, a few of you will recognize this, is the Talk Boy 1992, is made famous by the 1992 Christmas hit classic Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. And it's a portable, veritable speed cassette player made by Tiger Electronics. So this was really cool. I remember getting this for Christmas one year, and actually, pop this open. Kids out there, this is a cassette player. We used to listen to these in the 90s to hear our music. So you got the Home Alone 2 Lost in New York logo up here. It is the Deluxe Talk Boy. So they came out with one right as the movie hit theaters, and then a little while later they made a deluxe version, which does include a feature to where you can actually slow it down. So you see it's slow on and off. You can slow it down to make it sound like you're older, or more of a high-pitched sound, kind of like Kevin McAllister in the movie. But a little story behind this, I'm not sure if everybody did this, but my sister and I, we would always sneak out on Christmas morning and see the presents that Santa would put out for us. And so I came up with a brilliant idea, because my parents were getting wise to this happening each year. And they wanted to see the look on our faces, understandably, when we woke up and, oh, there it is for the first time. But we would always have a plan of action to sneak out and see it. So I told my sister, I was like, we're going to record ourselves on the Talk Boy sleeping and snoring and kind of wrestling around in the sheets, and we're going to push play, and then we're going to go sneak in and see our presents, so they will be none the wiser. So I remember doing that with my sister. That was a lot of fun. Good memory. But then you got that'll fold in. Very iconic. Alright. Next, let's take a look at some mother flippin' Mighty Max. So I got the gorilla here, and I got this Cyclops monster dude. It's a Cyclops day, man. So Mighty Max is an American animated action sci-fi series that aired from '93 to '94 with over 40 episodes. Soon the toy line became more popular than the show did, actually, and it would go on to have its own game for SNES and Sega Genesis. So basically, they're little play sets that were made to compete with Polly Pocket, and if I can get this guy open. There we go. So they all come with little figures, and this one is pretty complete, as you can see. Lots of little details in there. So you got a little volcano with the skeleton bubbling in the lava. You got some skulls with blood coming down. You got Mighty Max right there, walking through a swamp type situation. You got a big old snake that has an articulated head, so he can swivel back and forth. Up here, usually these will, whoo, there's another bad guy. So that'll pop out, and then you can put your little, that guy's got a big old scary mask on. Booga booga booga. So pretty cool little sets. And you got a little prison up there, and you got some heads on spikes. Man, 90s toys were really like, they didn't mess around. Do they have toys like this for kids that are this kind of adult? Bloody skulls, huge snakes, and heads hanging on the walls over here. That's hilarious. I love this. So I'm gonna get a case, an IKEA case, one of those glass display cases, and I'm gonna put all my my personal toys from a kid. Let's see if I can pop this guy open. Come on, boy. So I'd like to hold on, working on this. Okay, there we go. Gotta pop his jaw off. And then lift him up. Yeah, look, you already got a cool little guy sitting there with a whip in his armor. Oh my god! Look at that thing! So it's like a little mousetrap situation. Slimy octopus eyeball. And then you got the little drawbridge down here. Pretty cool. You have a little hideaway crypt here. And then there's Mighty Max chilling in there. Get a good look. So you got the skeletons in the floor. Oops, it's okay. You got these little stalagmite booger looking things. You got a guillotine, an electric chair, a skull that turns into a noose in case you want to hang yourself. Oh my gosh, these things are so cool. Look at that guy. So awesome. I love it. I used to take these on car trips all the time. That was your car trip toy. Alright. Second to last. You know them. You love them. They are Pogs. Okay, so I got the history of Pogs here, so let's spread some of these out. I'll give you all little history lessons. Look at that slammer, San Francisco 49ers. Poison Slammer, Wilma, Batman. Have some sort of horse situation, a horse show. Don't look that up. Marvel Comics, very cool. Got a Joker. That's not the Joker I know and love. We got a little arachnid. And what is that one? Big Boss Man. Looks like a cheetah with a club. And then, of course, I'll show these Pogs off here in a second. There's some really cool ones in there. Okay. So, Pogs, also known as milk caps, the word Pog comes from a juice drink actually with the same name, possibly originating in Hawaii during the 20s and 30s. So these go back quite a while. It was made popular again in the 90s due to a teacher in Hawaii named Galbiso, who wanted an alternative to more violent games on the playground like dodgeball and tag, stuff like that. Soon it spread across America and was sold at McDonald's Happy Meals and having its own federation opening. It began to be such a distraction at school, though, having caused several fights and arguments that the game was soon banned at schools, and that's when the popularity started to dissipate on these. But, so what you would do is you would get your slammers, which are these, the big boys, the hard plastic, and then you would challenge your friends to however much you wanted to start off with, and you'd set them up on a, usually sometimes they would have actually like Pog pads and stuff. Look, you got Michael Jordan there, you got Wilma, you got the Flintstones. Let's see. Oh, here's a really cool one. Wolverine. Spider-Man. There's an official for official tournament play in the Pog Federation. Look, you got the Power Rangers. Who is that? Is that Lisa Turtle? Oh no. Okay, I need glasses. But, so anyway, that's a cool one. So basically you would stack these up, and your friend would have some, and you would have some, and you'd figure out whoever's going first, and you'd take your slammer. And everybody had their own unique way of throwing down a slammer, but the idea was you would throw it down hard enough to where these would flip over, and everything that flipped over you kept. So you'd go back and forth. And man, people, I specifically remember walking into the gym before school, and there were little circles, like 12 different circles. I went to a really small school, and there was about 3 or 4 kids in each circle, and every single group was playing Pogs. And I was wearing my Dallas Cowboys starter jacket, and I walked in like I fucking owned the place. to play some Pogs. I mean, that was the shit back then. Man, this is really bringing back some memories for me. Okay, so last but certainly not least is my personal Game Boy. This was one of the coolest Christmas gifts I ever got. During the same Christmas, I also got the Stretch Armstrong line with the Stretch Dog and that vacuum guy, the red one that had like the beads in them, and you would suck the beads out and you would stretch them in every crazy way. So yeah, I got all that, and like a art easel and paints and crayons and markers, and the Game Boy. And also with the Game Boy, I had the Handy Boy, which this is the only piece that I still have. I don't know where the screen is, but basically it would have an attachment that you would put over it, and it would have a magnifying glass and speakers on either side. And it also shined the light down, because that was one of the biggest problems with this handheld device, is that it would be terrible in any kind of lighting situation. You had to have perfect light on it to see it. But also I still have my carrying case, Game Boy carrying case, and I got 5 games here. But first, let me go over a little bit of the history here. The classic Nintendo 8-bit gaming system was released on the 100th anniversary of Nintendo in April of 1989. It was the first of the gaming empire's handheld devices, and would go on to sell over 118 million units. So, let's see. I was bragging about this the other day to my friend that it actually still turns on, so let's see. Oh, it doesn't get much better than that. You got to get swole with it, brother. Alright, so I still have Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. Oh yeah, loved this game. Classic 90s. Super RC Pro-Am, another one of my favorites. You could actually, it was like, you could get the stuff and you could shoot the players in front of you with different kind of missiles. And then Nemesis. This was a really cool one. This is one that was kind of like Galaga or Space Invaders, where you're going along, but instead of shooting up, you're flying across. And you had different things coming at you from this side, and you were flying and trying to shoot them before they came down on you. You'd have stuff fall from the sky, and you would pick that up to give you different range of missiles. And also Super Mario Land, because you have to have Mario. So there are my childhood toys, part 1. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video if you would like to. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed it, and everybody have a good week. Be good to one another out there. Peace!